everyone. This is episode 1 of Poppin Bottles and Culture. I'm Dana, blogger from the Whisper Box.
I am Meggy Hai Tring, actress from the actress
Yeah,
thing.
from
I don't
various
know.
productions
From
over
New
time.
York City. I don't know. A bunch of things.
Alrighty, so since this is the first podcast, how about we introduce ourselves so that everyone can get to know us a little bit? I guess I'll start. So I have been blogging about pop culture since about 2013 on a platform I like to call the Whisper Box. I started it in college, and it was for a class, and then I just never stopped writing on it. And I've been out of college for several years now, and I still write on it. So the blog is about, I think, 8 years old now, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, basically throughout this podcast, you will learn that I have very eclectic music tastes, and I kind of don't really love action movies as much as most people do. But yeah, other than that, I am a New Yorker, born and raised. So any weird New York things you'll hear me say sometimes. Like you can call me out on them if they sound like really weird, Meggy. You don't understand them.
I don't know what's going on right now.
And yeah, on to you, Meggy.
Hi, I'm Meggy. I've been acting professionally since I was very little, like in the single digits. And I'm old now, and I don't know anything about pop culture. And this is going to be really fun because I don't know anything.
I feel like you do. You just don't realize that you do.
Yeah. Maybe I know more than I think. Because,
I feel like you think that
yeah.
you don't because you are part of pop culture as an actress yourself.
Maybe that's it.
You are
Maybe
part of
that's
the
it.
narrative, so you're just like, I don't know anything about this.
That's true. I've been playing video games since I was a kid as well. And in opposition to Dana, I read a lot of comic books and am very into action movies, especially in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So we will see how that goes. I'm from California, specifically the Bay Area, and something to know about me is that I have over 60 plants, and I don't know how it happened. And I really happen to love cats. Yeah.
Yes. I think
That'll-
that's a pretty good summary.
Yeah, that'll come up often.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I drink more than Dana does.
She definitely does, which is funny because I actually have no allergic reaction to drinking wine other than the normal tipsy nature of most people will just get tipsy or drunk or whatever. But Maggie here will drink a whole bottle of wine. Apparently, she's told me. I've never experienced seeing this, but she'll drink a whole bottle of wine and then end up with rosy cheeks and won't notice it. Someone will have to tell her that she's turning red.
I'm breaking the hives.
Oh no.
Only for very rarely. Very rarely. But I do turn bright red. Otherwise.
We'll try really hard not to let you drink too much during the podcast.
You can
Keyword try.
You can
Alrighty.
try.
So speaking of wine, we had our inaugural toast for the podcast a couple weeks back, and we drank this amazing wine from Bright Cellars. It was called Dead Stars and Black Holes. It was a Pinot Grigio.
Yep,
I
I have
think
the
you
bottle
still have
still
it,
in
yeah.
front of me. Yeah, because it's such a beautiful bottle that I kept it, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm gonna put it on my kitchen counter and pretend that I'm classy. It was really good. I drank most of it because Dana had like half of a glass, and then she left, and then
Yeah.
I drank the rest of the bottle.
Because I wasn't sure if I would have to drive the car. My boyfriend's gonna come pick me up from your place, but then he decided not to, and I had to promise him that I would drive the way back from your place, so it wouldn't be as harsh on him because it was kind of late. But he decided not to come anyway, so I could have drank more, but I didn't because I didn't know what was happening. But whatever.
It's okay, I drank
It was
for us.
definitely a gorgeous bottle, and I'm glad you got to enjoy it.
Yep.
But yeah, so we are going to basically get into a couple of topics today on the podcast. The first being the Olympics, which just had its closing ceremony a couple days ago. Just so you know, I'm also really not good at sports, so watching the Olympics is always just eye-opening for me. I'm just like, wow, human bodies can do things like this. Meanwhile, my body can't freaking walk upstairs without cracking and creaking, or I can't sit down without my back hurting. So I'm always amazed at that. But anyway, we'll also talk a little bit about Loki,
Uh,
and then we'll also discuss whether or not we're interested in seeing the new Suicide Squad movie.
hmm.
But before we get into any of that, we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about the wines that we will be drinking while we tipsy chat with y'all about pop culture. I am drinking a Chenin Blanc. I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of this right because it's French, but it's a bottle
French.
of it's a bottle of Patrice Grasset. I'm not sure. It says on the label here from the exquisite terror. I'm pretty sure I'm saying everything wrong right
You
now.
are
Oh my
doing
god.
so great.
Of France. It's a 2020 bottle from Val de Loire, and I'm trying. I'm trying. And it says it has some vanilla, orange, and tangerine flavors. So basically, this wine is your COVID combat. It has your vitamin C in it, so that will definitely be going down my throat tonight.
Oh.
What
Um,
about you?
I don't know if you know this about me, but I used to be a fine dining waiter um, back in the day, and I used to have to serve people wine. Like do the full bottle service where you like open it for them,
Oh my god, the
and then
whole
you
like
give them a
demonstration.
taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then being me, I actually spilled a red bottle of wine on a couple ones wearing white. I was really bad at it, but I am drinking a strange one. It's a 2020 Sauvignon Blanc. And it says Southeastern Australia on the top, but it also says that it was made in Santa Rosa.
Oh, we
Cal-
love those wines that say
Yeah.
one thing and then also say another thing.
Yes, yes. I like it though. It's very good. I don't like sweet wines, and it's pretty dry.
Yeah. I tend to
'Cause
love sweet wine.
sweet wines give me hangovers.
Oh, yeah. So I'm in trouble tomorrow, basically.
Yeah, but that's me. Yeah,
All
go ahead,
right.
give
So
me a
while
hangover.
we make our first toast, let us celebrate one win for this week.
Is there
I
that
guess
a personal win
a
or like
personal
just a win
win.
in general? Oh,
Yeah. So I think my personal win for this week um, is having my parents over to my new place and them actually loving it and not complaining about every little thing they saw. Because I
hey,
was
that's
so
awesome.
concerned that they were going to find something wrong with it and be like, how dare you live here like this? Even
Did they
though
say
I just like
anything?
moved in like 2 weeks ago. No, they really just loved it. They were like, "Oh my god, congratulations! This is so beautiful. All this is so nice. Oh my gosh!" I'm
What
just
about that
like
giant ass clock on your wall? Did they say
the
anything about
giant
that?
clock on. They actually didn't mention the clock.
But it's huge.
It is huge.
Okay.
It is a very big clock. I guess they
And
just
and then, like
took it in
don't
and like didn't
okay. Okay.
comment.
It's just like so much went into you putting on, that on the wall.
Oh
I
my
just
god, you don't
had hope.
understand. Like that clock. That's another win I should celebrate because
Mhm.
I had
Mhm.
to put the clock together from scratch. It came in pieces. So like it was in four different quadrants and I had to like basically screw them all together and then screw on the little like hands. And then I
Mhm.
had to get the links, the little like chain links that cuz it's hanging from the top of the fake fireplace. But basically those links are too small to fit around the like the clock circle,
Mhm.
even though it's a clock that like has no back, so it's like open, like you can stick your hand through the little quadrants or whatever. Like it was too thick, like that little like ring around it was too thick.
Yeah.
But David reassured me that like the clock would stay up anyway because the links would like catch onto the back. So it's been sitting up there for like 2 weeks and it hasn't fallen down yet. But I'm fully prepared to come downstairs one morning after hearing a loud crashing sound at night and not bothering to check on it. Or if my alarm, my what you call it, alarm, my security alarm decides to go off because of like loud noises indoors or something. I'm fully prepared to see it like on the ground and like everything that's on the mantelpiece just like broken. So,
Well, if
but
you
it
ever
hasn't
have
happened yet.
like, yeah, if you have scary home invaders, you can like stealth crawl and like unleash it on them, like in a movie.
Yes. I remember you were saying that when I was asking for your advice. Because like
Wow.
Meggy's really good with like home decorating. Like her apartment is like fabulous, and she's
Oh,
like
thank
such a
you.
cottagecore queen with all her plants. So I was asking her for advice. Like, do you know how many links I would need for this clock for it to not fall? And she's like, well, if you get too many extra ones, you could just keep it as like a weapon. And I'm like, oh my god.
Think I remember I said something much worse than that. So thank you. Thank you for adding me.
Anyway, enough about me. What is your win for this week?
Oh, I know what my win is. I okay. How do I phrase this in a way that's diplomatic? Um, So my entire industry has been shut down for COVID. Um, and for a long time, no, we weren't auditioning, and everything we were doing was over Zoom. And I actually got to travel to Schenectady this weekend and earlier this week to film an independent film on a set with other human beings.
Amazing.
And I got to play a woman getting married, which is, closest that I'll ever get to it.
Oh, shut up.
And I got to wear a wedding gown, and it was really nice, and the scene was very emotionally fulfilling to film. So that was my win of the week. I got to go do what I love in Schenectady. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce
I'm
it.
pretty sure you're pronouncing it correctly.
Good. That's
But yeah,
also a
you looked
win.
amazing in those photos that you sent me. Like the makeup and the hair, like that flower crown looked so good on you. Like, oh my god, I loved it.
Thank you. I tried to post obscure photos on Instagram to scare my relatives
Oh my god.
and college friends, but nobody bit at all. Like no
Oh
one did.
man.
And my best
Damn.
friend was like, "This is like you in an alternate universe if you were demure." And my mom was like, "I can tell this isn't your wedding style because you're not, showing enough skin." I was like,
Stop.
"Come on, guys!"
Your mom does not hold back. She is savage. She's just a savage. I love it.
She's like, "Where the titties at?" Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay. So now that we have stated our wins, here is a toast to us, to the first episode of the podcast also.
Yeah, what
Um,
a year.
yes. Alrighty, so let's get into it. The Olympics. So, full disclaimer, I did not watch all of the Olympics. I did not go hard watching any of the Olympics like most of my friends did. But I did catch a couple of like glimpses at the TV screen while I was at bars throughout the whole entire Olympic games. I would see like scenes of people with like super muscular bodies like rowing across rivers, and I was just like, oh my goodness, what is this? This is crazy. This is insanity. Human bodies can do these things. Meanwhile, I am like so frail, and I can't even sit down without my back hurting. So, um, even before this Olympic Games for 2020, I knew of Simone Biles. Obviously, who doesn't know Simone Biles? She's super popular and she's super talented.
Oh, I know
Um,
her.
yeah, see exactly.
I
You
know
have
pop
you know
culture.
nothing. You don't have to know anything about the Olympics or any of the Olympic Games to know anything about Simone Biles. Like she's just so amazing and super talented. And I've like watched videos of her gymnastics, and she's just great. Like I remember one year for Halloween, I wanted to like dress up as her, but I was like, no, I don't want to wear a leotard in the middle of October, so stop. Forget that.
Good
But
idea.
yeah, like basically there was a huge thing during the Olympic Games this year because she decided to drop out for mental health reasons, and people were just like going crazy. One side was like, yes, this is very good because it shows, like mental health is really important. And the other side is just like, oh my gosh, she's a wimp. And this is that side of the aisle, basically, just like championing being a wimp. And I'm like, no, this is serious. Like, if she can't tell where she is, like in the air when she's doing a flip and about to land, like she could die. Like, this is not like a regular sport where, like, oh, I might break my arm and I'll be fine. Like, no. If you fall while coming out of a flip like that, you will die. And I don't see the point in competing if you know you're not at your best and you know that it's dangerous. Like, what's the point of competing if you do that and you actually end up, God forbid, like dying and you're never gonna play again? Like, really, what's the point of this? Like, what are you doing anyway? Um, I just thought it was really interesting, and I thought like really good on her for like stepping up for her mental health and not letting the pressure from external factors get to her. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say on that. If you had anything else to add, Meggy.
No, I think it was very commendable.
Yeah.
It's been really wonderful seeing this. And I don't mean to sound like a 80-year-old when I say this, but seeing this younger generation, especially women and women of color, start to actually stand up for themselves, um, because that's something that we weren't really conditioned to do.
Yeah.
We were conditioned to be really grateful.
Mhm.
I know that I had that issue, especially as an Asian actress, because there's so few of us. You're just supposed to be there and be grateful and smile and not say anything,
Mhm. Yeah, for sure.
and not speak up when people are being blatantly racist.
Mhm.
So to see them standing up for themselves has just been really, really wonderful and inspiring.
Yeah.
I also saw that two people shared a gold medal.
Yes, yes. It's very
Um,
wonderful.
yeah, I will. I mean, I don't mean to. Like I saw a lot of really great things this Olympics, and I also saw a lot of, I don't know, like, of course there, lots of systematic racism that still has to be addressed,
Yeah, for
but people are
sure.
finally starting to address it,
Yeah.
which is good. And not to totally switch subjects,
No, go ahead.
but the thing that I saw on the news was the anti-sex beds made out of cardboard.
Oh my god. Okay, that was hilarious. I sat there and I was just like, "What? You're telling me that this is the lengths that you're gonna go to make sure people don't spread COVID at an event like this. This is wild." Like, kudos to whoever built those, though. Like, can you imagine having to like come up with a solution for that kind of problem? Like, what?
It seems like a problem that you can't solve too, because if I saw a dinky cardboard bed and they were telling me not to have sex on it,
Like, this is a challenge.
yeah, I'd be like, well, look, the floor is right there. Thanks.
I
I
don't
mean,
know,
and
man.
that's if I was really, Randy, not to. Oops.
What? Meggy's are really tipsy friends.
Yeah, I'm
Shall
going
we
through
move
that
on?
wine. It's going through
Shall
that
we move
wine. Yeah,
on to the
let's
next
move on.
topic? So as I mentioned earlier, I'm not like the biggest action movie fan. I have seen a couple of movies from both Marvel and DC universes, but
Woohoo.
I've recently started going through all of the Marvel movies with my boyfriend because he insists that I do this. And I'm
I've
like,
seen them
fine,
all.
fine, I'll do it. And I've seen Ragnarok actually before I started going through all these movies in order. So
Oh, so you
like
saw them. You saw Ragnarok before Thor,
I did
and Thor:
before
Dark
Thor
World.
1 and 2, yeah. But everything about Loki has been erased from my brain after seeing the first and second Thor movies because Loki just needs to go into the garbage. like
So you're
like
not a Loki fan.
I
You're
am
not
just
at all.
like appalled because how dare you freaking do open up a portal and like a spoiler alert if you haven't seen any of them, but they're so old at this point, so it shouldn't even be a spoiler. It's just a spoiler for anyone like me that hasn't bothered to watch them until now. How dare you open a portal with those like what do you even call those things? They're like these weird like beluga whale looking like creatures that like look
What?
like freaking like shrimp like ginormous long shrimps that crawl out of the sky
Are you talking
and
about the
like
Chitauri? And
whatever they are, those like black looking like things that were just like they look big ass worms. Like I don't even know like how to describe them.
in the first Avengers movie,
The second one where like basically like we're gonna send a missile to kill off New York because they
oh,
couldn't get
that
rid of
is, yeah,
him.
that's
And
the
I'm
first
like,
Avengers
are
movie.
you
Yeah.
serious? Like I wanted him to go into the trash so bad. I was just like, please throw him in the garbage, somebody. And then Hulk. Thank you, Hulk. Hulk
Oh
just
my
picked him up and just
god.
like tossed him about, and I literally cracked up laughing. Just like
Wow.
banged him up a bit, and he's just like out. And I'm like, yay! Like Loki is
Wow.
gone. I can't. I was like so upset. I'm like, you're literally gonna bomb all of New York just because of this dumb thing. And at first, I kind of felt bad for him in the first movie because like he was kind of taken from his people by Thor's father. And it's like, oh, this is so sad. He's like the black sheep. But no, that does not make an excuse for this kind of behavior.
um, this is hilarious.
But yeah, you've
Uh,
seen the Loki series, so you can speak more to this. Because I'm just like over it
well,
with him.
I should start by saying that Loki is actually my favorite character in.
What?
Yeah.
Was he
Loki.
always your favorite character, or is this like a new
Yeah,
development?
he has been for a long time.
Oh my god.
Loki and Captain America, although they're very different.
Captain America is pretty cool. It's super cheesy though. I don't hate the cheese though. The cheese is fine with me.
He's a very wholesome, righteous man. With also big man titties. Not that that's going to be on the theme for the night. Sorry. But yeah, Loki
No,
is
I
always.
don't disagree. I was like
Yeah.
when they revealed him after they like made him swole basically. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
wait, hold on a second. Is this real or is this like
It's
did they
real.
embellish this for
It's
the
not
camera?
embellished. Nope.
Wow.
That CG was just him being small. But
Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
Loki's always been my favorite character, and I read his comics. Really love the Agent of Asgard series. Really love Loki in general. He's always supposed. Oh wow! It is really raining here. Can you hear that?
No, it actually just cut out when it started raining. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's a bunch of thunder behind me, probably because Thor is mad because I'm talking about his brother. Um, or maybe he's mad at you, but because I like Loki. But
Oh no.
yeah, so Loki's always been my favorite character, and he's always been kind of like, you can't tell if he's evil or good, and his gender changes, and he shifts into different animals, and Loki's always like, I can turn into anything as long as it's me. He's just really fucking cool. Um, so I did watch the Loki series. I think Tom Hiddleston is a really great classical actor. I have a funny story about him that I may tell
Oh,
eventually.
okay.
Uh,
Stay tuned,
uh,
folks.
stay tuned for that. And I did watch the Loki series, and I mean, I liked it, but uh, yeah, I liked it. I just have this thing where I don't um like seeing people kiss on screen.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's
Why?
a spoiler warning alert. I don't know if it's because I've had to do it so many times
Hmm.
that it's purely like clinical for me when I watch it as an
Interesting.
actor, because it's so uncomfortable kissing people for film and
Yeah.
stage. It's so like it's never hot. You're never like,
It isn't.
oh, let's make
Interesting.
out now.
So what you're saying is that you've never been attracted to the person that you've been made to kiss on screen or on stage.
Oh, I totally have. And when I was younger, I'd date them. And maybe that's also why I don't like it anymore.
Oh. Oh, this is tea.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I never kissed my partner on stage when we were in a play together. Um, he actually, this is like a total subject change, but when my partner and I met, we were in a play together. It was King Lear, and I was Cordelia, um, and he was the Duke of Burgundy. If you are familiar with the roles at all, and the Duke of Burgundy is betrothed to Cordelia, but once she loses her dowry, he's like, "Oh, nah, I'm cool. Nah, nah, nah."
Oh
Yeah, so he bounces, and she ends up, marrying someone else who's just like, oh, I'll take her, because King Lear is like, get her out. Uh, so she marries someone else, someone
my god. Oh dear.
French. But the Duke of Burgundy is like, yeah, I was gonna marry you, but no. And so
Never
my
mind.
partner did that to me every night for like over a month.
That is
Um,
hilarious and just messed up, but very hilarious.
mm-hmm.
Oh my
That's how we met.
gosh.
But yeah, so I've never, like kissing on screen and stage is awkward. Um, love scenes are even more awkward.
No, I can't imagine. Like I
Yeah.
honestly would just drop dead.
Yeah, so I don't know if I don't like watching them because of that, or I don't like watching them, because I'm like, why? I don't, I don't feel it. Why are you kissing? Stop kissing. Don't you?
Oh
Please don't kiss
gosh.
right now. And the thing about Tom Hiddleston is that he's very, charismatic. But if you watch him in a series, in like a BBC series in Britain,
Mhm. Yeah.
he's like a sex pot over there. You know,
Oh wow.
and so you will watch him have like one conversation with the woman, and the next thing you know, they're naked, and you see his butt, and you're like, "Why are you
Oh
having sex? You just had
stop.
one weird conversation."
That escalated.
Yeah, like seriously, one conversation. Hi, I'm this character. Hi, I'm this character. I don't know if I like you. I don't know if I like you either. But let's have sex against the wall. And it's just like, what the
Oh
fuck?
my gosh.
Put it back on.
Put
Put
it
it
back.
back on. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if I've seen him in anything other than because I feel like he just also looks so different when he doesn't have the long dark hair. Like his hair is a little bit lighter brown.
I've seen him in so much. I've seen him on Broadway. Uh, he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
My mom. Okay, here's the story. Um, my mom is a huge Tom Hiddleston fan, and she doesn't live in New York. Obviously, she's in the Bay Area. And when you live in New York for a long time, and when you work professionally with actors or serve them lunch, and I've done both, um, you just sort of develop. Like you don't really react anymore as a New Yorker. It's not cool. You can't be like, "Oh my god," you know. So you see them and you're like, "Hey," in your head. You don't say "hey" to them. You ignore them. Um, and so Tom Hiddleston was performing on Broadway, and I saw him in Betrayal, and it was amazing. Um, that happened to be around Halloween. And my mom and little sister came to visit me in New Jersey when I was living there on Halloween, and I entered the door in a hot dog suit.
Oh my god, the hot dog suit story is one that you need to tell at some point.
Yeah, this is the hot dog suit story.
Okay, great.
And so they wanted to go into Times Square and wander around, and so we wandered around, and I kept the hot dog suit on because it's Halloween. And like throughout the course of the night around Times Square, we like traded. So like, I don't think my little sister wore it because she's too cool. She's a teenager. But my mom ended up wearing a hot dog suit. And, so we were walking, and I forgot that Betrayal was playing and happened to be getting out. And, like, as we were walking up this block, Betrayal, the stage doors open, and Tom Hiddleston comes out, and he signs some autographs. He's very, very, very tall. And he starts, heading towards a black Suburban, like SUV. And my mom hadn't seen him yet, so I didn't send anything because I'm like, oh yeah, I live in New York.
Did he have one of those like really cool license plates on his SUV? Because I feel like
no.
all the actors have like these weird license plates.
It didn't belong to him. It was just a driver.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like they have like these weird license plates on the cars.
I was not looking. I did not notice. I was looking at something else.
You were looking at Tom Hiddleston's booty.
I was, yeah. And so he was getting in the car, and my mom at this point finally notices that Tom Hiddleston is getting into a car in front of her. She's a huge fan.
Oh my gosh.
And she's wearing the hot dog suit, and a pair of glasses. I want to remind you this. And
like,
at this point,
sunglasses are like reading glasses.
No, glasses, reading glasses.
Okay.
Very thick glasses.
Oh,
she started screaming and hitting me in the hot dog suit, like, why didn't you tell me that was Tom Hiddleston? Just really loudly on the block as he's getting in the car, and I don't know if he saw us or not, but he's never told a hot dog story of his own, so I don't think he did. Yeah, but, yeah, that was the story of how my mom, in a hot dog suit, screamed in front of Tom Hiddleston
like
and hit
just
me.
the visual of your mother just like swinging her arm at you and
just
her...
like
that's just great. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, if I ever meet him, I'll tell him that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm sure he could laugh at it. But he seems like he would be really cool, like in real life. Yeah, for sure. I mean, on the subject of action movies, the new Suicide Squad movie is out, and I have seen the first one, and obviously I'm like the worst judge of this because, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of action movies. But I was not fond of the first Suicide Squad movie, so I don't think I'm gonna bother seeing it in theaters. Maybe somewhere down the line, if I'm like, just bored and need something to watch, I'll be like, hey, I'll probably just watch this. Only because like I love Viola Davis and she's in it.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she was great. So that's the only reason I would bother watching it. But yeah, I wasn't really like fond of the first Suicide Squad movie, so I don't think I'd bother watching this new one. What about you?
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, you haven't seen the first one either.
I didn't. I don't. There's something about DC movies. They're very hard to watch, and I've been, I talked to it, about it with other people because we're trying to figure it out, and I think it's the way they write their scripts. I think that DC writers write their scripts like their audience is really stupid.
Oh no.
So
that's
like
awful.
They'll have these long, really drawn out, boring exposition scenes like you're like dumb.
Oh.
Like, hello, I am Aquaman from the sea. I am really good with water, and I'm also kind of a dick, but hot.
Gosh.
Like things like that, where you're like, I would have gotten that.
Yeah,
or
you could have let me figure it out myself.
Yeah, or the evil person gives you their backstory, like, my father has wanted revenge on you for generations, and you're like, I could have gotten that.
Yeah, we could have gotten there ourselves. You didn't have to give it all away. Leave some work for me. I'm already passively watching this like screen. Like, give me some mind exercise here.
Yeah, so like it's like either they think their audience is stupid, or they write like they assume that there are children in the audience as well.
I guess that's what it is. They're assuming that they're too young to actually figure out with context clues.
Yeah, so whatever it is, I just like sit there and I'm like, I went to see Aquaman with my best friend. He dragged me, and I just wanted to like flee the whole time. I was so mad, and like even like Patrick Wilson, who I think he's great. I think Patrick Wilson was in it, and I was just like, what are you, bro? What are you? Get me out of this theater!
Oh no.
Yeah, and I saw Shazam and was just
I haven't seen Shazam yet, but I haven't heard great things about Shazam either.
It was there was a lot of potential, but again, it was written like for 5-year-olds.
I mean, now that you do mention it, I feel like the content of Marvel movies are very much more for adults.
They are.
So maybe that's what it is.
And now that they're getting sort of at a point where they're safe. They're addressing issues like grief. And Loki's series is it's about self love, even though I had to see him kiss a woman
Oh no.
who is a different variation of himself
Oh no. What?
from a
This
different
this sounds
universe.
complex.
It's complex. It's Loki. He's complex.
And that's
Uh,
another reason I'm not a huge fan of these action movies. They're just so complex for me. At least
you know,
Marvel. I feel
uh,
like I definitely have seen more DC movies. I guess that's actually what it is. Like they're just so complex. I'm just like, yeah, no, I need to go watch the first and second one before I come back to
I
the.
know, but some of them are so excellent. Like I remember ugly crying through Black Panther because it
Oh
was
my god, yes, Black
yeah,
Panther was amazing.
it's directed by an Oakland native, and it's like this movie is like a love letter to Oakland.
So
Especially if
good.
you're an Oakland native, you're watching it and you're like, yeah, man, I felt that way too when I was
Yeah.
living there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
I wonder how it's gonna be like without Chadwick when they try to finish the second one.
Well, then no, they're not recasting him. I don't
Yeah,
know how they're
they're
gonna
probably just
explain
gonna
his
like
death.
write him out somehow. That's gonna be difficult.
I think they'll do it in a respectful way. Like they'll probably mention him the whole time,
Yeah.
but it's like how can Black Panther die
Yeah, I don't know.
after all the
After
things he did
like
in the first
having
movie?
several near death experiences in the
Yeah,
first movie.
yeah, exactly.
Um,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
gonna be
we'll
really
see. I
sad.
guess.
But back to Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. Yes.
I did see some clips. I mean, I heard
Mhm.
that the second Suicide Squad is infinitely better than the first one.
Okay, well that's promising.
Yeah, and I did see some clips, and they looked interesting. I clocked one character that was. Oh, I think this is something that should be omitted. Never mind.
Oh.
I clocked a very boring looking character, and I got a boring, tall, blonde man, and I was like, hello, sir.
When you said boring, tall, blonde, I was like, wait a minute. The only tall, blonde person that you ever talk about is Brienne of Tarth. I'm just like, when did she become boring? I was like, no, something's wrong with the sentence.
Yeah, no, it was just a dude, some dude in the movie. And I was like, hello. And I was like, nope, 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 not doing
No.
this again. Nope, 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 nope.
Oh my goodness.
Um, Brienne of Tarth could never be boring.
She
Anyways,
probably could never actually.
no, she could. She's like a 6 foot tall woman. Oh God,
Oh my goodness.
I'd watch it if she was in it.
Yo,
I'd
for
watch
sure.
anything she's
yeah,
in.
no, she literally like commands like any scene that she's in.
I think I've watched everything that she's in.
I actually haven't seen anything other than Game of Thrones. For what it's worth, I've only watched a couple of seasons of it, and I've seen parts of the Midsummer Night's Dream that she was in, and she was amazing in it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I watched that. It was beautiful.
yeah. Maybe another time we'll have a whole podcast just
The
talking about
Gwendolyn
Brienne.
Christie.
Yes, we love
Ah,
her.
I do. I love her. If she hears this, I love you. Yeah, yeah. I've seen other things that she's in. She's so great.
Yeah, she is.
I've lost my train of thought.
Oh
I
my
will
God, I
probably.
distracted you. You were
I
talking
know,
about
I'm
some
sorry.
other tall blonde person that was boring.
Oh yeah, but they were boring. It's just like a dude. I think his name was something man. I'm sorry.
Something
I
man.
don't know.
That is great. A dude, and his name was something man.
I know, man. I was just like, um. I will say that the portrayal of Margot, is it Margot or Margot Robbie?
Margot Robbie, because she's not American, so it's not Margot.
It's Margot Robbie. Her portrayal is becoming less and less over sexualized.
Oh, that's
But-
progressive as hell.
Yeah, yeah. So that's good. I noticed like the huge difference between the way they made her look in the original Suicide Squad versus Birds of Prey, which is directed by a woman. And this Suicide Squad, which is like a medium, like she's hot again, like she's sexy in a way that a man would find appealing because she's always hot.
Yeah.
But it's not like her ass cheeks are out.
Yeah, they need
like
to get over it with that. Like, it's too much. Like, seriously. Like make it tasteful, and then it's fine. But like, it's just so overdone in some movies.
I know that you said that you weren't much of a athlete, but I used to be a swimmer.
Oh.
And I don't know if anyone else has spent massive amounts of time in a one-piece swimsuit. But there's a limited scope of things that you can do without it riding up your ass.
Oh my god, I can't imagine how
Yeah,
awful that
so
must
imagine,
be.
the way that they made her dress in the first Suicide Squad
Yeah.
with, just a little underwear where everyone else is wearing pants, you know, with a baseball bat. And it's just
Torture.
sort of like, as a woman watching that, you're like, are you cold? Are you going to skin your knee?
Oh no.
Do you want some pants like a normal human? For some pockets?
Oh no.
Where do you
Pockets.
store things?
Pockets.
Right?
Okay. My boyfriend has like a long-standing hatred for like people that design pants for women without pockets. So
Yeah.
every time I'm wearing something that doesn't have pockets, he's just like, "Who did this to you?"
Yeah. You know what? The older I get, the more, instead of buying like pants that I think are cute or look cute on me, the more I'm like, does it have a functional pocket?
Yes. You know
And
what
if it,
pisses me
yeah.
off too? When they make the pockets and they're just like for show. They don't open.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
like you were so close. You were so close.
Yeah, I was during the wedding scene during that I just filmed this weekend. I had a husband obviously, and he was wearing a 3-piece suit, and I had to be all up in his grill. It was our wedding night, and they kept telling us to like film, us talking in a corner, and you run out of things to say after the 10th time, so you just start groping them.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I didn't know what else to do, so I just started like sticking my fingers in his pockets.
Okay, that's a lot less serious than I thought.
Yeah.
When you said groping.
Well, he was a personal trainer. Sorry to hear
so
this.
he's got some muscles
Yeah,
going on.
sorry also if my partner hears this. But yeah, and it's our wedding day. So I just got to a point where I was just like, are your pockets functional in this 3-piece suit? Or are they for show? Because also sometimes people have pockets and they don't understand that they need to undo the stitching.
Yes,
to,
so you have to like
to,
cut it to open
yeah,
it. Yeah.
to make the pockets actually open, and like those pockets are functional, but you have to do some work.
You have to do work, yeah.
Right. So I was checking to
I mean,
see if
I'm
his
fine with
pockets
putting
were
in the
working.
work once the person who made the pocket put in the work to make it an actual pocket.
Yeah, I'm getting a seam ripper.
Got
That's
me
fine.
freaking cutting pockets open that are fake. Like, no, I just
I
ruined
know.
my pants.
Oh, I've done that too, and just been like, oh, now I have a hole. Now
Like,
I put
come
a hole in my
on.
pants.
Ugh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Women's fashion
My
is just a
favorite,
tragedy sometimes.
It is, and it's like, like especially after a year of COVID, I can't wear things that aren't comfortable anymore.
Yeah, for sure. I've thrown out all of my jeans. Like, I just
Oh
can't
my
wear them
God.
anymore. Like, on top of the fact that, like, I've gotten too big for a pair of them, and I tried to wear them anyway, and then they ripped. I was like, you know what? This is a sign. You're all just going in the trash now.
When I flew out to California from New York City, and when I flew back in, I wore a sweatsuit. Yeah. And like, it was like the first time anyone in my family had ever seen me in a sweatsuit, which says a lot. And they were just like, you look so comfortable.
Well,
That's
yeah.
so fashionable. And like, even everyone, like even my partner, his mom, they were just like, that sweatsuit's just so comfortable. It's like, that's where we are now, post-COVID.
Yeah,
we're just
like opting for comfort now.
Yeah, me showing up in like a baseball cap and a sweatsuit is suddenly like better than me showing up in like a great outfit. Yeah. Thank God, because I can't do it anymore. I'm still wearing like orthopedic shoes too. I can't do it.
Oh my goodness.
I just can't.
For sure. Like, I feel you on that.
Like, what do they call them? Hard pants? I can't wear hard pants anymore.
It's just, I don't understand how it was ever okay for anyone to wear hard pants. Like, I tried to get into jeans, like, after, like, I was kind of like, maybe I should keep some of my jeans. I was like, no. Like, I'm going to put this on to see how I feel in this, and I'm going to decide if I'm going to keep it. I put it on, I was like, no, get it off me.
I used to wear high heels to work every day.
I don't understand how. Like, I can't even, like, wear certain types of heels anymore because I messed up my ankle a little while ago. And then during the pandemic, like, I kind of messed up the other foot.
Oh, yeah.
And when I slid down the stairs in socks.
Oh.
So both of my feet are on the verge of just, like, completely snapping in half. Like, my ankles at this point. Ow. So I can't wear, like, platform heels, I loved wearing platform heels because I felt, like, indestructible in them before. But now it's like, if, since it's a platform, if you were to twist your ankle, your whole ankle is going down. Like, there's no, like, wiggle room in that anymore. So now I have to find like heels that are like not too tall, but like just enough of like chunky heel, like that's not gonna make me feel like I'm walking on stilts, because I also can't wear stilettos because that's also a no-no for me. My feet are just hung on incorrectly, I feel like, because I can't wear certain shoes. So it's always a struggle for me to find shoes that match my outfit now that are not just like plain flats that are like gonna make me look short as hell. Everyone at the party is looking like super tall. They're high heels, and I'm like, haha, down here in flats because I can't deal. Me, my 5'2" self cannot handle. But yeah, um, I am starting to feel this wine.
No, I've been feeling it.
Are you been feeling it? Okay,
Yep.
so
Yep.
we will see you next time. We will talk to you next time. See you. What am I talking about? See you. This is not a video podcast. We
I
will
don't
talk to
know.
you next time. And maybe Meggy will finally tell us all these like entertaining stories that she hinted at. Wahaha. Alrighty. Bye guys.
Bye.